All right, what's going on? What's going on, Wealth Creators? All right, how y'all doing today? This is Marvin Mitchell, and I am here to talk to you about a very important topic today. Why actually overfunding a 401k and even paying off your mortgage earlier may not be the best idea in the world. I'm Marvin Mitchell. I've been an advisor now for 20 years. This is my 20th year in the industry. And a lot of things that we have been told, I found out that have been widely accepted as true, is not true. What have I told you? If what you thought to be true turned out not to be true, when would you want to know about it? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Okay. So there are things in life that we know that we know. If we know that we know it, we know it. No need to look it up. There are also things that we know that we don't know. If we know that we don't know it, then we can at least look it up. But there are also things that we don't know that we don't know. So if we don't know that we don't know it, you can't even look it up. So I'm gonna talk to you about some things today that might be contrary to popular belief. So first thing I want to talk to you about is the 401k. All right. So should we fund the 401k? Well, that really depends. So your 401k at your job, a lot of times they might offer you a match. So if they do offer you a 401k match, then obviously we do want to fund it up into the match because that's free money. We don't pass up free money. But overfunding that past the match could be a situation that's not in your best interest. Here's why, especially a tax deferred one like a regular traditional 401k. So let's just say I have, somebody wanted to borrow $10,000 from me. And I'm like, sure, here's $10,000. What are the two things they're going to want to know before they take that loan? Well, number one, they're probably going to want to know, when do I have to pay this back? Okay, that's number one. In addition to knowing when do I have to pay it back, they're going to want to know, okay, well, what's the interest rate? What interest rate am I going to have to pay? Now, what if I said, I have no idea what the interest rate is. Not only do I not know what the interest rate is, one day I will figure out what the interest rate is and I'll charge you retroactively to the day that you gave me that loan. Okay. You're going to be like, well, wait a minute. And I can raise interest rates to whatever I wanted to raise it to. The second thing is, what if I say, I don't know when I want it back, but when I do want it back, if you don't give it back right away, I'm going to charge you a 50% penalty. Now, would you take that loan? Absolutely not. Most people are not taking that loan. But what if I told you when you overfunded your 401k, you took that loan time and time and time again? Here's why. When you defer the taxes, you have to pull that money out at some time. And when you do pull that money out, you don't know what tax rates will be at that time. Tax rates could go way up and you're stuck paying whatever tax rate you have to pay. And you can't even touch your money until you're 59 and a half without a penalty. Number two, there will be a day where even if you don't want to take the money out, you'll be forced to take the money out. And if you're forced to take the money out, guess what? If you're forced to take the money out, they're going to charge you a 50% penalty if you don't take it out in time. So wouldn't you want to put that extra money into some place that is tax-free, gross tax deferred, and you still have liquidity, use, and control of your money? Absolutely. So we're going to talk about that today. The second thing that I want to talk to you about, though, is attempting to pay off the mortgage early. Now, I get it, right? We think we're saving interest by paying it off early, and we think that we don't want to deal with the debt, so we want to speed up and we want to pay that mortgage out earlier. And if it's causing you a loss of sleep, it's causing you the ability to not focus, and it's causing you emotional stress and pain, then if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to argue with that, but it may not be the most financially savvy and the most logical thing to do. Here's why. When you pay extra toward that mortgage, it doesn't earn any money. It goes directly to the equity in the house. The equity in the house doesn't make any money. The equity in the house is zero. The house is going to grow regardless of if you attempt to pay it off early or not, just based off of the residential value in the neighborhood. So if I put down $15,000 on a house that is worth $300,000, and I put down $300,000 and pay it off in full, here's what's happening. If I pay the house off in full and I earn 5%, guess what? I made 5%. Put in $300,000, I earned $15,000. That's 5%. But if I only put in $15,000 and a house still earned 5%, now I just made 100% on my money instead of 5% because I put in $15,000 and I got $15,000 of equity the next year. You want to control the equity with the least amount. Also, if you lose your job, understand that you can't go back and say, well, I know I paid extra on that mortgage. I want to get that money back. You know what they're going to make you do? Fill out a 16-page application and apply to get your own money back. And they're going to say, we can't give you any of this money because you don't have any income coming in. You're going to be like, well, that wasn't a normal rate. I put in more. It doesn't matter if you put in more. When you put in more, that money no longer belongs to you. That money now belongs to the bank, and the bank controls on whether or not they're going to give you that money or not. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you want liquidity, use, and control of your money. Somebody say that in the chat. Control. Liquidity, use, control of your money. So if you don't put it into the mortgage, and if you don't put it extra into your 401k, where do you put the money? Well, this is where having a become your own bank strategy comes into place. Because if I just fund up into the match, now I have the ability to take that extra amount and I want to pay off debt. I can buy an asset. I want to do those things. But before I do that, what I want to do is I want to properly fund a policy, a cash value policy. That cash value policy will be structured in a way with the least amount of death benefit and the highest amount of cash value. The least amount of death benefit and the highest amount of cash value. So when I fund that policy, now I have the ability to take loans and borrow against that policy. By borrowing against that policy, now I can go out and I can either buy assets that to make me money and pay off that loan while my money is still continuing to grow as if I never touched it. Or I can take that money and pay down debt. And now I'm paying off debt while I'm still building my asset at the same time. So you no longer have to choose between getting out of debt and also building your assets. You could do both at the same time, because when you borrow from a life insurance policy, your money continues to grow as if you never touched it. And let me tell you this, the ironic thing is, even if you chose to pay off your mortgage, by doing it that way, you could pay off your mortgage 5 times faster by doing it this way, because your assets are continuing to grow tax-free. You still have control as if you never touched it. That is a powerful, powerful, powerful concept. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you to be smart. If you do have to put your money into a 401k, at least contribute into the Roth 401k portion. The Roth 401k is the portion that's going to give you tax deferred and also tax-free growth that you can take out someday without paying any taxes. Instead of attempting to pay off the house early, if you're young enough, maybe you consider using some of that equity that you've accumulated to borrow against that equity and then do a home equity line of credit and go out and buy you an asset such as real estate. Now you're putting that dead equity to work for you. See, we don't care about dead equity, right? We don't want dead equity. We want equity that's working for us, not equity that's sitting on the sidelines earning us no money at all. So let's see. So with that being said, let's go out and create some wealth together. I wanted to get on quick. This is short and sweet, but I also wanted to introduce to some of you all that I do what's called a 5-day challenge. Ooh, we've been on for 11 minutes and 11 seconds. That's alignment. So I do something that's called a 5-day challenge. This 5-day challenge gives you the ability to learn my 5 levers to wealth creation and give you the blueprint on how you can go from where you are today to being in a position where you can make some financial decisions that are going to help to aid in changing your life. Okay. I want you to be a part of this 5-day challenge. If you comment the word challenge in the chat, CHALLENGE, and what you're going to get is a link sent to your DM. That link will give you access to the 5-day challenge. Now, the 5-day challenge, it has 3 different types of tickets you can get. I highly recommend the platinum ticket, because a platinum ticket is going to also get you 30 minutes a day of Q&A with me to be able to answer any of your questions when it comes to wealth creation. It's also going to get you what we call platinum access to talk to other platinum members, as well as instant message chat, where I can actually answer your questions directly, which is powerful. It's like Marvin Mitchell in your pocket, right? Ask me a question and I'm there to answer your question for you. So many things it's going to do. Is going to give you that opportunity, and I want you to be a part of that for sure. How do I tap into the equity to buy real estate without refinancing? You just get a home equity line of credit. You don't have to do a refinance. You don't even have to do a cash out refinance or anything. You just do a home equity line of credit. A HELOC is what it's called, a HELOC, and it's going to allow you to basically have a line of credit against the equity in your house. I do it all the time. All right. No moniker necessary. Appreciate you typing in the word challenge. Anybody else who would like to be a part of this 5-day challenge, type in challenge. There's also VIP. VIP is $197. You don't get the Q&A with me. However, you do get an opportunity to be in the Zoom room, and you don't get the platinum only networking day, but still good. That's $197. Or if you just are looking to get your foot in the door, we have a general session that's $97, and you can at least view what's happening on Facebook, but you don't get inside of the Zoom room. You don't get a chance to ask questions, but nevertheless, that's why I recommend the platinum. But hey, if all you can do is a VIP, cool. If all you can do is the general, cool. I'm not in your pockets. But I will tell you, this one event will change your life, where dropping $397 for a class is never, ever going to be a problem for you again. So if it's a problem for you now, you definitely need to take this class. If it's not a problem for you, then you definitely need to take this class. Either way, whether you have $1 million or $10,000 or $1,000 available, or even if you're in debt and you're trying to figure out a way to get out of debt, you need to take this class. All right. Now, with that being said, that's it. That's it for today. So we talked about 401ks. Is overfunding the 401k the best thing? Is paying your mortgage off early the best thing? My answer will be no. And I will attempt to put the recording of this inside of my Instagram or YouTube so that you can come back and you can watch this. But all in all, that's all I have for you. I definitely appreciate y'all. Y'all have an amazing day. And thank you so much for listening to my 15-minute live. And we are at 15 minutes right now. Let's go. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have an amazing, amazing, amazing day.